Hello, everybody. This is going to be a quite a bit shorter and different video than I usually make on Fridays or for Fridays, I guess. This isn't going to be memes or anything like that. I want to take this time to talk about something that is more serious and is impacting a lot of people in the game. So this past Wednesday, we got a lot of PvP changes. A lot of people are trying out their classes and seeing what's changed. Apparently Striker's damage is through the fucking roof. Apparently Sorks are really struggling to kill Strikers and Mystics. So as people kind of try out these new changes and see, what's different, what's new, that sort of stuff, classes are going to talk about what they feel is good and bad for their class. Now, in case you don't know, recently re-rolled back to Berserker. Whenever the changes hit Global Lab, I, like many other Berserkers, were very, very excited. Because a lot of the changes in the patch notes, in fact, let me bring those up. A lot of the changes in the patch notes were very, very exciting and would help the class out tremendously if they were fixed. So a lot of players, a lot of Berserkers were very, very excited. I mean, really everyone was excited because it was just buffs all around, right? But, specifically I'm talking about Berserkers in my experience. So let me just get that over here because we might take a look at that at some point. So, unfortunately, in this patch, you can see they changed quite a bit of stuff here. This is for Berserker. They changed quite a bit of stuff, a cooldown change, some different changes to protections and things of that nature, and most of these changes are really, really good. They range from really, really good to Y, basically. Like, it changed the hotkey for using Fearsome Tyrant while mounted to F. Okay, I guess, sure. But most of these changes are really, really good. That is, if they actually worked. But that's the issue exactly. The problem is that Berserker has always been one of the most buggy classes, if not the buggiest class. Pretty much everybody knows it. Unfortunately, Berserkers are just kind of used to it. And in this patch, not only did they not fix a lot of bugs that Zerkers have been complaining about for a very long time, they actually introduced new ones. And so the point of this video... Sorry, I got a badger in my throat. The point of this video is to raise awareness, I guess. Just talk about it. Just get it out there. Because I feel like, unless we talk about it, it's not going to get fixed, right? So, with that being said, shout out to Mina in the Value Pack Discord for linking me this post that someone was kind enough to make and lay out in a very nice way for everybody to see on the forums. It is the Berserker bug list patch, this past Wednesday, the 19th. So, I'm going to go through here, and I've already pulled up all of his videos, and we're also going to look at the patch note that it is relevant to. But we're going to go through here. This is going to be linked in the description, so if you don't want to hear my fucking voice, or if you just want to take a look for yourself, while we're going through it, feel free to do that. The link is in the description. Predatory Hunt. I'm not going to read exactly what he says, but basically the TLDR of this is that whenever you get hit while using Predatory Hunt, which is the move where the Zerkers jump in the air a bunch, for some reason it just stops. You cannot continue doing jumps. You're supposed to be able to do 4 jumps. If you get hit in the air on, say, your second jump, you just won't be able to continue jumping. This is a new bug, this patch. The relevant note for this would have been fix the issue where being hit while in the air during Predatory Hunt, Giant Leap, or Black Spirit Giant Leap did not cause you to fall. So essentially, everyone was pretty hyped because we were thinking that they had finally fixed the hit stutter on Predatory Hunt, which, if you don't know what that is, it is when you're using an ability that has a very long animation and you are getting hit while you are using that ability, and it extends the duration of the ability, preventing you from moving on to your next skill. It makes your character, like, stutter, basically. Your character can't finish the animation. And then he gives this clip here. So you're going to see he jumps in the air, and then you can see he kind of gets stuck in the air right there. And then if you look up here to his key presses, he's holding S and F. And even though he's still holding S and F to continue jumping, his character stops jumping. So you see he's still holding S and F, but his character isn't jumping anymore. So not only did they not fix the hit stutter, which people were excited to happen, but they introduced this new bug where you can't jump anymore whenever you get hit in the air. So actually they made it worse, which is pretty par for the course. So that's that. This also has happened to me multiple times. Someone had actually clipped it whenever I felt like I was going crazy, so I brought up the inputs like tab as well on my stream because I felt like I was going crazy. And you can see here I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to start jumping. You can see I'm holding S and F the whole time. My character gets hit right there. He gets hit a bunch, and you can see the stutter happen. You can see the stutter happen as I'm getting hit from behind. And then even though I'm holding S and F, he does not continue to jump. So that is a very fun and very not okay thing to be happening right now. Moving on, we got Giant Leap. The relevant patch note to this, oh, he actually included it. Fixed the issue, we're being hit in the air during Predator Hunt Giant Leap, Black Spirit Giant Leap. So it's the same one as before, essentially fixing the hit stutter and the issue where you couldn't land was the issue. Giant Leap, if you don't know, is the rocket jump that the Berserkers do in Awakening. And yeah, they didn't really fix this either. It's still the same as it was before. It stutters and it prevents you from finishing the animation for an extended period of time. You're going to see he's going to do his rocket jump while he is being vacuumed, and you can see it's going to make him kind of stutter and not be able to land as soon as he should be able to. Watch that again. So you can see the stutter right there. That should be one very fluid animation. That pause is not supposed to be there. So, did not fix this issue either, unfortunately, with this patch. But it's not a new bug. It's just that the bug that they said that they fixed did not actually get fixed. Lava Piercer, this was another thing that they said that they fixed. You can see right here it says he included, on the patch notes it said, fix the issue where being hit during Lava Piercer slowed you down. This is another thing that Berserkers have complained about for a really long time. The hit stutter on Lava Piercer is very annoying to deal with, and it makes it very hard to use it in large-scale situations. So people were very excited for this change. But once again, as with the other ones, the change actually did not fix anything. You're going to see him Lava Piercer, and these two people are going to use abilities, and you're going to see the hit stutter happen. You can see how much it slows him down and prevents him from moving forward and finishing the animation. You can see right there all of the amount of hit stutter. So that is unfortunate that, once again, not a new bug, it's an old one that they said they fixed and they did not. Here's another issue with Giant Leap. Now these last two are also two new bugs, as the first one was. So this one is the distance of a backwards giant leap is occasionally the same as forward giant leap. I don't think it's always the same. I feel like in my personal experience I've had it sometimes go the full distance, but it's very strange. This may have been an intended change. Maybe they wanted to make it go the same distance backwards as forwards, but previously this was not the case. It went further if you did it backwards than if you did it forwards, and now it's about the same. So you see he's standing about equal with this character here, and then he is going to rocket jump, and he's about that far away from the dummy. He's going to line himself back up with the character. He's going to do a backwards rocket jump, and you can see he's about the same exact distance. Before this patch, he would have gotten actually behind the dummy. It was quite a bit further distance whenever you were going backwards than when you were going forwards. It wasn't like a couple inches. It was quite a long distance, actually. So this is basically just a straight up nerf to the backwards giant leap, which is not good, to say the least. And we'll get into more about that kind of stuff later on. And then lastly, another bug with giant leap. It gets cut on the end of the animation. This was another thing that I felt like I was crazy when I was doing it on stream. And I was asking Zerkers in my chat. I was like, am I crazy, or does this feel like sometimes it just like gets cut off at the end of it? So in case you aren't aware, giant leap is supposed to be an arc. Like if you consider this line of text the ground and my mouse the Zerker, you're supposed to launch up into the air when you're going backwards, that is. You're supposed to launch up into the air, hit your, your peak point, and then come down in a nice little arc like this. The issue is with this bug, whenever you are coming up that arc, whenever you start coming down, instead of coming down fully like this, you just drop in the last, I don't know, like 20% to finish the animation, so to speak. I'm one taking this bitch, so I'm not gonna edit it or anything. And you can see right here that this lovely gentleman shows exactly what we mean by that. You're gonna see he does it, and then his character just, instead of arcing down, his character just kind of stops and then comes down, comes straight down. He doesn't arc down. He just kind of like lands. It like forcibly lands him. It's very strange. And also, whenever this happens, you can't do a second rocket jump. Berserkers normally do the second rocket jump, which is called jump sequence. You can see it here. There's a fall animation that doesn't let you do the flow jump sequence. So that one is obviously very bad as well. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I think it's actually extremely important to raise awareness for this, because essentially these changes on these patch notes, were the changes that people have been asking for a really long time, and people were really excited to receive these changes and to play Zerker with these changes. And instead of fixing the issues that Zerker already had, it actually made it quite a bit worse. So I'm hoping that by bringing this up and talking about it, hopefully the developers can take note of it and work on fixing it immediately. I could shit all over the dev team for releasing a patch with a bunch of patch notes that don't actually work, but I think people are already doing that quite a bit. I know there's some angry people in the comments of this post, for instance. So I'm not gonna do that. I'll do it on the podcast this weekend whenever we do that, but I'm not gonna do that here because I'm gonna try and keep this informational. Yeah, essentially the frustration, if you aren't like a Zerker player, the frustration from Zerker players is that a lot of us feel like they have been forcibly turning the class into a 3-minute class. They've been doing this by making Q buff extremely powerful, making the ultis really powerful, but then making everything else weaker, generally speaking. And that's why people were really excited for some of these changes, was because people felt like these changes, myself included, felt like these changes would help be less of a 3-minute class, right? For instance, if you go down to Awakening, the cooldown on Ancient Wave is now 20 seconds instead of 30 seconds. That helps quite a bit not be a 3-minute class. So you can understand people's frustration whenever people have been very annoyed with the direction the class has been going in over the past, I don't know, couple years probably, on the Awaken side. And then we finally get a patch that's, maybe it looks like it might be going in the other way a little bit, and then just kidding, everything is even worse now. So if you see Berserkers being very upset and very angry, that is why. Just know that, their frustration, it is not unwarranted, I would say. It's a very frustrating time to be a Berserker, I believe. So yeah, with all that being said, that's basically all I have. Oh, actually, if I can add one more thing as well. Again, this might just be me being crazy, like I was saying on stream constantly when I was experiencing all these other bugs. But for the life of me, I do not believe that shake off, the shake off protection actually works. It did not work when it was super armor, and they recently have changed it to be invincible in iframe, and that does not work either. I did several 1v1s, and I also did RBF for quite some time, and I got knocked out of shake off quite frequently. Now this could just be desync, I don't know. But if I could please say to Zerkers everywhere, if you are also experiencing this issue, do let me know, and more importantly, let the devs know, right? We need to talk about this if it is a consistent issue that multiple people are having, and it's not just me being crazy. So if you also feel like the protection on Shakeoff just does not work, please let the devs know alongside all of the other bugs and issues that the class has, because this is another thing that if it worked properly it would be very helpful, but unfortunately it does not, so it adds to the growing frustration. I feel like I'm not sure what could be going on there if this was a consistent issue. I feel almost like maybe it is the same as Giant Leap. For those of you who don't know, Giant Leap is supposed to be an iframe while you are in the air. That is the rocket jump. It is supposed to be an iframe while you are in the air, but every Zerker knows that that is simply not the case. It is iframe for like maybe a fifth of a second while you are at like the peak of your height in the middle of the jump, and then the rest of it is just super armor, which is very frustrating. So I feel like maybe something similar is going on with Shakeoff. Perhaps it is just a very, very short window of an iframe somewhere in the middle of the animation, and it is not actually the entire animation that is protected. But then again, like I said before, this might just be desync or lag related, or this might not even be an issue for other Berserkers, and it might just be something that I have. But I have heard other people talk about this being an issue as well. So I am hoping that if more people can talk about it, and if it is a more consistent issue, then we can work on getting this fixed as well. Because all in all, the class as it stands is very much a 3-minute class, but at the end of the day, if they did manage to fix the bugs that this class has, which is apparently a very difficult thing to do because it has been bugged for a very long time, I feel like the class could do so much better at large scale, sorry, English is hard. If these bugs were fixed, it would do so much better in large scale, and there would be much less of a feeling of I am only useful once every 3 minutes. Castles, absolutely. You're still only going to be useful once every 3 minutes because it's castles. But there is a feeling in large scale in general where people are kind of annoyed, and unless they're being fed BSR, it's like, what use am I? And I think that if they managed to fix these bugs, if Predatory Hunt was actually useful, right, if Predatory Hunt was actually useful, if Giant Leap was actually useful, if Lava Piercer was actually useful in large scale, right, like if all these things were fixed, if Shakeoff had full protection, if Giant Leap had full protection, I think there would be much less of a case for the argument of us being a 3-minute class. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. We don't want to have to argue that we're a 3-minute class, because being a 3-minute class is not fun. So yeah, hopefully you guys learned some stuff. Hopefully you guys can share, the awareness. Again, if you want to share this post around in your Discords and stuff, you can find the link to it in the description of this video. You can just go down there, copy and paste it. Sorry if I was coughing a little bit or, misspeaking. I'm one-taking this. I'm not going to edit it or anything because I feel like this is a very serious discussion that I just want to be like real with you guys. I don't want to make it a meme. I don't want to make it a joke. I don't want to try and like perfect it or edit anything in or anything like that. I just want to be real with you guys and talk about the issues that people are having, right? So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.